Hey guys, David here from Sunshine Acres. Today I'm down at Burpengary to bring you something pretty exciting, and that's the launch of the VMEG. This is the first VMEG branded machine to be brought into Australia and sold under the VMEG name. These machines have been available for a while in Australia under other manufacturers' names, which they've rebranded the machine as their own, but this is the first time somebody has brought them in and sold them as VMEG. Now, in case you're wondering, Digzilla also carry the warranty and the parts. They have them in stock here right now. I'm actually looking at them behind the camera. So if you're concerned about buying a machine in warranty, you don't need to worry because the parts are here on site. They come in two different variants. So we've got two different models here. We have a 35 horsepower machine and we have a 25 horsepower machine. They also come in two track width variants. We have the narrow track machine, which comes in at 947, I think. And then we have a wide track machine in the 25 horsepower is actually available with two track widths, narrow and wide. And I think the wide track is 1050, which should probably be better for some of you guys on the properties with steep property like myself. So a little bit about them. As usual, you know, I can't remember all these machine names, so I'm going to refer to my book. The 35 horsepower comes with the Kubota 4-cylinder V1505 engine. Comes with Bondelli pumps and Danfoss or Impro drive motors. Both machines weigh approximately 1,600 kilos, although I imagine the 35 horsepower is probably a little bit heavier. Both have a rated lifting capacity of 500 kilos, but we all think it can go way above that. Both machines come with a park brake and both machines come with the float feature. Overall, I think you'd be really impressed with the build quality. Things I'm going to show you when we walk around are the solid cast mount plate here, this incredibly protective cylinder protection here, that's seriously heavy. The quality of all the metal, like there's no sharp edges. When you run your hands around all this, there's nothing sharp, nothing to cut you on like that. So let's grab the camera and walk around these machines and see what they're like. Okay, so here we have the 25 horsepower machine. This is the wide track. You can see the tracks are a little bit wider than the counterweights at the rear versus the narrow track that are just a little bit narrower than the counterweights at the rear. So it's not a lot, but it could make a difference when you're on the side of a hill. Bringing it up to here, so here's this cast solid one-piece hitch plate with these very serious heavy-duty locking pins. And just have a look at the thickness of this cylinder protection. Over here we have the Italian quick release with a really nice plunger. You can just feel that. You can actually hear it letting go and relieving the pressure there. So that's really great. All the build quality, like I said, there's no burrs. You've got your protection here on this side, and I think there's one on the other side as well. So you've got double servicing protection. The panels come off the side for you to ease into servicing. Another thing I want to point out are these rollers. Look at the width and the depth here. So the thing I like about these is the deep, wide cone here. So what's going to happen is it's like these lugs are sitting in here nice and deep, but there's such a bevel in here that even if they do start to distort, they're still staying within the track roller. So as soon as they get past whatever you're up on the edge of, they're going to come back in, they're going to be forced back into alignment, and they're all the way through with the two large guys at the front and the rear. There's our mechanical park brake. It's very nice and smooth to operate, and we've got our nice lug quiet tracks here, which these don't make a lot of vibration or a lot of noise. Got a nice tie down in the back here and a front tie down as well. There's also a tie down in there. I would like to see a tie down up a little bit higher for some of us that use a box trailer. Not everybody has a plant trailer. Coming around the operating station here, plenty of great springs. None of these are going to fatigue. It's not like there are a couple of bits of rubber that can wear out in a while. It is nice and high. Like, look at this, it's at my knee height. So when you climb up, you come up and you can see right over the front. That's something else I want to point out, is the cylinder mount doesn't stick up above the boom. So you're getting a vision down past there. So on some of the other machines, that cylinder mount sits up so high, it blocks the view, and it's particularly a problem on stump grinders. Here you have your standard pilot controls and your boom control here and your auxiliary. Over here you have your park brake. Float function, nice and easy to operate. And there's even a little notch cut out there for the float to indicate that there would be something there. Startup procedure is so simple, done like that. The cycle rate is very acceptable, and the tilt rate, if you can see that, done. Not too bad for movement. To give you an idea of the park brake, here it is here. Look at that, so easy. And look at this, it's pivoted there. And look at this, up here we have a tank breather, which is a really good idea. And here, look at this, look at the size of this fuel cap. Sorry, I dropped the O-ring before, that's my fault. Really nice. So there's our fuel, and here's our hydraulic oil. And they're both labeled really nicely, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up under there. Having a look up under here, just have a look at the size of this radiator. It is huge. I don't know how many cores that is. It's got to be a 4-core or a 6-core radiator. Hard lines where you need it. They're all up out of the way. Everything's nice and tidy. There's nothing in the way. This rear panel obviously comes off for cleaning the radiator. I mean, you could probably put a finer screen on over it if you wanted to. Really nice overflow tank and a clear hose. Like, that's just so easy. It's not down in here out of the way. It's right here. It's serviceable and easy to operate. Both tanks have a gauge on here. And again, you have this dead man switch. And look at the phone holder, right? Like a nice aluminium phone holder, because you know everyone knows you need a phone. And the most Australian part, your beer holder, right? Like you're not Australian if you can't drive across Fraser Island or operate a machine with a beer and not spill any. So if I see you guys spilling your beer, I'm going to have to question your citizenship. Coming around the front here, I might have snookered myself. I'll just open this bonnet for you. You do have to remove these pins. I would probably maybe move to a rally style pin with a bit of a spring and a clip so you don't have to unscrew them. Looking in the engine, it's beautiful and tidy. A massive hydraulic filter, huge. And look at the size of these lines. They're like they're fist size. And then we have our other hydraulic filter up here as well. Oil petrol filters down in here, along with a pre-filter in here and a fuel pump just there. So even the fuel lines have a second sheath over the top and they feel really nice. Down there is our Bondelli piston pump, and an upgraded, on these models, on these ones that Frank has ordered in, they have an upgraded auxiliary pump. This is the 3-cylinder model, so I'm going to show you in a minute the size of the guy. Serviceability looks pretty easy. The fuel filter's down there on the left, so you'd have to take that side panel off and probably get your hand in there, which doesn't look too bad. It's not the end of the world. Petrol, to remove the engine oil, there is a drain underneath there. There's a small hole that you can get to, and it's not so far under that you have to worry about getting this machine up. And look at the ground clearance is massive. I could actually crawl under that machine and work under there without putting this on a jack or a ramp of some sorts. So just check that out and look at the heavy dutiness of this track of under there. Like, that is just huge. You could just slide under there. If I had a little roller, I think I could roll right through there. Fantastic machine. Again, build quality, there's no sharp edges anywhere, bit of foam padding where you need it. Coming over to the 35 horsepower machine, basically identical in every regard. You've got your park brake, same controls, same layout. The only real difference between this one and that one is the size of the engine. So this has the 35 horsepower engine. And again, fantastic exhaust covers here. These are like WRX rally cover heat shields here. These are fantastic, and they're not even itchy to touch. They're just nice. They're finished off with this nice bit of material over the edge to stop fraying. It's just really nicely done. Full-size battery in a convenient spot. Again, we've got our quick releases here. Just look at all this. So this is what I was talking about earlier. This is nice and low. You've got 2 lifting points here as well if you need to, but you can see over the top of this, it's not sitting up here in your face like some of the other machines. And in here you can see we've stuffed a 4-cylinder engine. It's all very nice and tidy in there. It's pretty bloody impressive, to be honest. We've got some nice big serious hard lines down underneath there as well. The manoeuvrability is so nice and sweet. It's easy to control. It's not bouncy. And the speed is good enough that I feel like I could get good productivity happening. The controls are not weighty or heavy. It's beautiful and quick, especially off the mark, and then you can still just nice and gentle here. Look, creeping it in, good cycle rate, very productive machine. And look at that lift height, full height. I'm 180, so look at that, that's huge lift height. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed that little tour of this machine, these two machines here. Remember, they come in a narrow track and a wide track and two different power plants, a 25 horsepower and a 35 horsepower. Right, guys, well, I hope you've enjoyed that little tour. Just a quick summary, these machines come in two variants, actually three variants, a 25 horsepower and a 35 horsepower. The 25 horsepower comes in a narrow track and a wide track. Frank covers the warranty for you, so you don't have to worry about dealing with overseas warranty, and these are already available now. Again, this is the first time a VMEG machine has been launched in Australia under the VMEG brand. Even just like, look at the name here. It's not just stuck on, it's bolted on. Even the nameplate on the side is screwed on, like the plate with all the details, they're screwed on. The quality on these guys is exceptional. I hope you've enjoyed this today, and I hope if you're considering a VMEG machine, you give Frank a call. Have a look at some of my other videos. I'm going to explain why I support Digzilla in some other videos. If you're wondering, I'll have that up for you soon. So yeah, if you're looking for a dealer that's going to provide you with good warranty and good support, come and check out Frank here at Digzilla. Thanks guys, I hope you found this useful. Give me a like and subscribe. If you need to know any more information, please put your questions in the comments below. In a couple of weeks' time, we should hopefully get our hands on one of these for a bit of a run around, and we can have a bit of a look how it operates. Thanks guys, have a great day.